Hi, I'm Zaakirah, and I am the host of the See Life Different podcast. This podcast is perfect for you if you are a Black, Indigenous, woman of color, ready to step outside of your comfort zone. This podcast will inspire you, empower you, and educate you on how to see life differently, whether it's in your business or in your personal life. I am a cancer survivor, brand cultivating strategist, author, and world traveler. Let's get into it. Welcome to the See Life Different Virtual Summit. My name is Zaakirah Muhammad, and I am the host of the See Life Different Virtual Summit. Today is going to be transformational. Today is going to be majestic. Today is going to be everything that you need. We are very in tune to everything that's going on in the world today. But right here, right now, you are meant to be here in this space, in this present. This is meant to happen. The See Life Different Summit was created by me in 2021 after pivoting from the book called Seeing Life Through a Different Lens. It was based off of a book, based off of a podcast, and now it's a summit, which also in turn will become a regular thing. I am Zaakirah, and I have over a decade of experience of empowering women to literally see life differently. I share my story confidently as a cancer survivor of a rare childhood eye cancer. And ever since then, I've been empowering other women. I've been walking in my purpose, and today is your day and your time to shine. So today we have a lot of amazing information for you. So definitely make sure that you are paying attention. Definitely make sure that you are sharing your aha moment. Definitely make sure that you are taking notes. If you want to get access to the replays, if you want to get access and on the email list to connect with these powerful speakers by going to zaakirahnayar.com/see life different. Just thinking back, believe it or not, I've made it through 3 decades of cancer, the age of 30, and just thinking back to, wow, Z, you're here. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you for choosing you today. And today is all about storytelling. And it's been on my heart to really share this story. This is a story that is not in the book, Seeing Life Through a Different Lens. March 11th, 2020 will go down as a day in memorable history. For me, it was the day, unbeknownst to me, that my divorce finalized. I was happily married for 5.5 years. And at some point, you know when enough is enough. So in Tennessee, in the state of Tennessee, you can waive all of the things. If you want to have an amicable divorce, you can waive the court, you can waive alimony, you can waive subpoenas. If you really want a truly amicable divorce, you can waive all of those things. Now, what doesn't work is that you had to call, because you're not coming into court to find out the final result. You're calling. Something in my intuitive spirit said to call the DA's office. This was March 17th that I called. I called the DA's office, and the assistant said, your divorce was finalized on March 11th, and we will mail you the divorce papers. My heart sank. My heart dropped. It took some time, yes. It takes some healing. It takes some grieving, because divorce is grief as well. Losing a family member is grief. Losing the life that you once knew is a level of grief. Just like we all had to go through a different change of life and change of scenery, March 17th, 2020. Look where you are now. You're here. So my name is Zaakirah, and I am also a woman of faith. My first name means the hereafter. My middle name, Nayar, which is what you see on the website and probably everywhere online, means bright light. My mother was very intentional on naming me, and the name goes a long way. And to be able to live your name out loud, that's your purpose. That's your brand. So we're going to talk about branding. What really is branding? And how do you combine your brand with the storytelling? So if you look and see, you see the color purple everywhere. One, that's the definition of branding too, right? What's your favorite color? Think about your favorite color. But also think about the energy that your favorite color gives off. So for me, purple is actually a calm and welcoming and powerful color. That's the same energy I strive to give off when I am serving other entrepreneurs, marginalized women who know they want to tell their stories, who know that they want to publish that book, who want to start that podcast, who want to start that side hustle, who want to become millionaires. That's that same energy I give off. So over the course of, let's start with 18 years, my mom and I were both writers. How do we go through what we grow through? How do we grow through what we go through? There's several ways that could happen. One of them is taking the time to just be quiet, sit alone, listen to your positive thoughts, or you can also write them out, write them down. Thank goodness for the power of technology that you can even type it out. My mother and I, we were journaling. We decided to write it out. Now, of course, my mother introduced me to journaling because she was the one who was journaling from the time of conception up until I was the age of 18. By the time she received my cancer diagnosis when I was 6 months old, she actually received it at 3 months. She followed her intuition and took a photograph of me when I was 3 months old. Just like any mom with a newborn baby, just happily taking photographs of the baby. She take the picture, and this is back in the day where it's not smartphone, it's not digital cameras, it's where you had to wait a week for the picture to be printed out. That then and there showed that it's 99% accurate that something's not right. Instead of the red glow in the eye, I had a white glow in my eye. My mom took it to more than one doctor to really get a diagnosis because she knew something was wrong. The main pediatrician that I had at my 6 months checkup said, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's nothing. You're just a new mom. Don't worry about it. It's fine." My mom listened to that intuition, that inner voice, that voice that will always give you your right answer the first time. Always depend on that first voice, not the second one. So then she gets a referral to a specialist, more than one specialist, and she officially received the heartbreaking news. Your daughter has a rare case of retinoblastoma. If this tumor is not removed, she could lose her vision, lose her hearing, or eventually die. Now, this was before technology in the late 90s. I gave away my age. I'm 30 years old. In the late 90s, technology was not as great as it is now. So back then, the survival rate to make it to the age of 5 with the rare case of retinoblastoma was 5%. I am a miracle, and so are you. Now, I share all that to say that there's always one story that you're going to have, the one pivotal moment in your life that will shift the trajectory of your life. It shifts the trajectory in the way you see things, the way you interact with people, and the way you even see yourself. Now, I want you to take a moment and think about what is that story for you. 9 out of 10 times, when you think about that story, and then when you correlate to, if you could think back to ages 7 to 13, what were you doing? Before wife duties, before mom duties, before sibling duties, What could you do hours on end between the age of 7 and 13? Now, for me, I was introduced to a camera at the age of 5, but it was really by the time we started traveling to multiple US cities that whenever we visit family or have family gatherings, I'm the little historian. I'm the one that has the camera on my hip. My mother introduced me to a Kodak Polaroid camera. All she had to do was show me where the shutter is and show me how to take a picture. 9 out of 10 times, that's your gift right there. That's your papers. What's the one thing you can do with ease that nobody has to teach you how to do? Of course, yes, as time goes on, education is super powerful. Education is what makes you the expert in your story, in your papers. But think back between the ages of 7 and 13. Were you the one who was told that you talk too much in school? Were you the one who was told that you're always daydreaming? Were you the one who had to get your paper taken away because you were always doodling or drawing or doing something with your hand? Sometimes we get so wrapped up into the negative opinions, the other opinions, the negative thoughts, that we forget who that young girl is. You got to utilize your inner child. And I'm grateful to say that baby girl is still alive and well. So, fast forward now, technology is up and coming. I am a millennial, so I was able to utilize technology to be able to learn and play, work and play. Libraries were definitely my best friend growing up. Through the libraries, I was able to learn for free how to use a computer, how to play games, how to type on a computer. All the skill sets that we utilize nowadays, right? Now moving into the next part, I want you to consider all of the skill sets that you've acquired in all of your schooling, all of them, even the ones that it only lasted 2 weeks. Look at all of the skills, write those out, and utilize that as a way to toot your horn. We got to start tooting our horns, ladies, because yes, we may have our sisters, our mothers, our aunts who will do it for us, who will always consistently show love, but you got to believe in yourself or no one else is going to believe in you. Think about all those skill sets that you've been able to acquire over the years and write those out. Now we're diving into the next part of your story, right? Narrowing down your story of how to tell your story. Now, maybe you're not, you're the other way around. You're like, oh, I know, I'm a PhD, I'm good. I have no problem to my own horn. That's okay. Now we got to narrow it down to those who have no idea what it's like to get a PhD. What did you have to go through to get that PhD? Now we're fast forwarding to, let's say, high school. I went to two different high schools. Now, the powerful thing about when you have a good doctor that really can authentically see you and is a really authentic doctor, you stay where that doctor is. Whether that doctor goes into private practice or not, you go where that doctor goes. So 9 out of 10 times, not only are we moving a lot for good education, we're also moving for good medical care. So I often would go into multiple high schools. Now, I knew probably by age 7 that I loved the camera, the photograph, being behind the scenes. Not, I wasn't really fully ready to be in front just yet, but I was not camera shy either. I loved being behind the scenes and utilizing the camera as my voice. There's a story that my mom would tell that by the time I was in, before I was even in elementary school, I refused to talk to people. I could talk. I spoke very well at a very young age, but I refused to talk to people. Why? Because I could see right through people. Just like even though I lost one eye, even though I can only see you in one eye right now, I have a third eye. So I see right through people. So being able to be introduced to not just the Kodak Polaroid camera, later on the digital camera, where you had to still wait a week for it to drop the film off at the convenience store. And then came the days of the digital cameras. And now here we are with smartphones. No matter what, it's always a unique vision, an intuitive vision that I was able to show through photography. So my first high school, I wanted the journalism program, which is ironic because I have an older sister who actually went to school for journalism, right? But that didn't work out. Instead, we transferred schools, we transferred cities, we went back to the doctor that saved my life. And this time I was able to get a technical education in professional photography. Now, this opened a world of new ideas, new possibilities, because here I am knowing, oh, I can actually make money from my purpose. The same thing that I enjoy doing, the same thing that light up my soul, I can actually utilize it and pay bills. So now we're moving into the next part of your story in your paper, right? Now that you know what it is that you've done, that you have been enjoying doing from the ages of 7 to 13, and you compile all your skill sets and realize how they still both intertwine. Now we're trying to figure out, okay, I still have to I still have to pay my bills, I still have to eat, right? So fast forward, I'm getting more education, and this time, okay, I think I got it backwards. Commercial photography was in high school, professional photography was post high school, and by this time, video. I'm introduced to the world of videography. Now, a lot of projects that I had at that time were to tell other people's stories. We had to be documentary editors and producers and the writers, right? All the things, the creative, to take that creative energy outside of your head because you got to get out your head, right? You got to utilize the creative juices. You got to let it flow like a river through any means necessary. So at this point, my slogan is I'm a creative by any means necessary. So by the time I get introduced to how to tell other people's stories through videography, this is the point where I'm in Washington, D.C. And I'm working with nonprofits, I'm working with women of faith, I'm working with small business owners, and I'm still lit up every single day because I realize there is impact in telling other people's stories. Now, I want you to flip that and think about the story that you've already overcome, the story that people come to you the most for advice on. That's a part of your story right there. That's a part of your purpose as well. What's the one thing, or two, or three things that people come to you for advice on? If you could talk about it for hours on end, what is that? Is it food? Is it art? Is it travel? Is it the adversity that you've been through? All right, so now we're getting there, right? So now we're kind of pieced together. We're thinking going backwards a little bit. We're staying present just a little bit, and now we're gonna foresee the future. We're gonna jump into the future. Okay. Now I want you to take the time to envision your future self. Envision your future self. It's the same thing that you stay awake daydream about, right? If you could envision your future self, where is she living? What is she wearing? Who is she surrounded by? And what is she doing every single day? Write down the day in the life of you and utilize all the senses, all of the senses. Now, I've been blessed to go to 10 countries, but my goal is to go to 30. So I have a long way to go. The next goal is Kenya, because if I reflect back to 12 years ago, is when I first stepped foot onto the motherland. The motherland meaning Africa, West Africa specifically. Ghana was first and foremost. Having read those magazines between the ages of 7 to 13 and being so fascinated about where is this place, I finally got to step foot onto Ghana as soon as I finished high school. It was a 2-month study abroad program and partial volunteer abroad where you get to make a difference as a teacher and to build a clinic. Now, my big-hearted empath self was super, super excited. I get to know people. And guess what? A barrier that was not really a barrier, which actually made all the difference in the world, is language. I now get to utilize the other senses, body language, and being in that environment really showed me my future. It really showed me that there is a purpose in continuing to tell other people's stories. But in that purpose of sharing other people's stories, we realize just how united we really are. Your adversities are the same adversities as someone else. My adversities are the same adversities as yours. They maybe look different here and there, right? We all have the same blood. We're all living for the same purpose. So that's why we literally see life differently, see life through a different lens. So now I'm about to show you just a book, show you my book. And this is the starting point. This is where you start. Because in order for you to really fully embrace that future self, you got to look back. You got to go backwards. Because what happens is there's so many things that you don't know that's holding you back. There's so many triggers and fears and insecurities and moments from your past that you wanted to forget as you were trying to foresee your future self. But they're not going to go anywhere until you really have that conversation with yourself, with a trusted individual, on what was that thing holding you back. Now, to put on this event was so challenging in a good way. Because what happens is when you follow your intuition and do nothing but listen to your intuition, you're going to come up with lessons and blessings all intertwined. But the choice you have to make is your why. Why are you doing this? And it's never about me, it's about we, right? Why are you doing what you are doing? So when you listen to your intuition, you'll actually be guided toward what you should be doing in life. If your question is, am I on the right path right now? Like, I'm so unhappy at my job, I'm so unhappy in my marriage, but am I really on the right path? Everything is one long road. You're gonna have to go through a roundabout. You're gonna have to go up a bridge, under the water, but you're gonna have to get through. You're gonna have to grow through what you go through. But the key word, keep going. Don't stop. Keep going. I know that was a lot to process. It was a lot to process. So I'm going to take a brief intermission and give you some words of affirmation. So I'm going to read you a few affirmations. So close your eyes, take a deep breath, whatever you need to do. Put your phone away unless you're watching this on your phone, and just listen to these affirmations. Take what resonates with you. Okay? I am a woman of courage. I am bold and fearless. Nothing will be impossible for me. I am growing in faith. I am taking bold steps. I am a woman of vision. I am not confused. I am not disorganized. I walk with clarity. I execute with insight. I am a mentally stable woman. I have a sound mind. I am at peace and free of anxiety. I am calm, poised, and emotionally balanced. How did that feel? Yeah? Great. Because now we're going to get right back to work. Just to summarize every single thing that you've learned in this session about how to use your brand to tell your story, to more confidently and consistently utilize it by using this technology. Because we're only halfway through this session. Because next you're going to be learning about your nutrition, and then you're going to learn about how to use all of the technologies to actually put this story in have the content to use by automating your marketing. All right. So now that you've narrowed down the nitty gritty of your story, you've got the part that were pivotal moments for you that really defined the route that you've taken to really narrow down and get to where you want to be in the future. Now, all you have to do is break these pieces up, right? Because what happens is there could be so much that could be talked about. If this was literally us talking and we had that conversation and literally talking to us because it is a safe space, you probably would want to share all of the things, right? But what happens is we need to kind of break that down into pieces because every single aspect of your story was literally like a chapter in a book. So if you were to break it down to where you are now, how would you want to break that down? Right? So for me, right now, what I do as a creative strategist, as a tech consultant, as a travel documentary, like no matter where I go, no matter who I talk to, I'm always documenting the other side, right? Then you have to narrow down those three things of who do you serve? Who do you serve? Do you want to serve the younger version of you, the younger version that you needed when you were going through what you were going through? Who do you serve? Do you have a child with special needs where no matter what, right now your focus is on making sure that your child is well taken care of? Are you passionate about making that change, making that impact in the laws, especially the disability laws? Whatever it is that lights you up, those are the same people you should be looking to serve. Now, I'm sure you're asking yourself, but I mean, right now, I just work this job just to pay all the bills, and I don't really have the time or energy to do anything else. The question is, where do you see yourself in the next 365 days? Do you still see yourself at that job? Is that really what you want to do? Is that really what 7-year-old you would want you to be doing? Life is way too short, way too short. And sometimes we lose that perspective because we're just automatic robots right now. We wake up, we go to sleep, we wake up, we go to work, we go back to sleep, we wake up, we eat, we go to work, we fuss, we fight, we go to sleep, and we do it all over again. But at what point are you saying, this is what I want for myself in my life? When is the last time you've asked yourself if this is what you want for yourself in your life? Now, what happens is sometimes we have to look at what we don't know, right? We have to look at what is that one thing, if you could wave that magic wand and already jump forward to 365 days and be living at. Sometimes that's the story you need to tell. Because believe it or not, you will surround yourself with people who are going the place you want to be. You will surround yourself with the people who have been where you want to go. And remember that branding is what people say about you when you're not in the room, right? So the more you toot your horn in a way that shares the adversity that you've been through, really lets people in, and the road starts to close in, and you start to really go in the direction that you're meant to be in. I'm not saying that you're not meant to be where you're meant to be right now. We've all had to go through a few things. I've had to get my car broken into, my laptop stolen, my laptop misplaced. I've had to have work 2 jobs and at the same time, only to then spend 6 months at a time of having 0 clients. I've had to surround myself with people understand that love is actually one way. I've had to give my all and only realize that it's not reciprocated. All these things kind of intertwine into your actual story. Now, your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room, right? So now you got to think about your legacy. This is my favorite question to end my podcast with. What do you want your legacy to be? Now, I strive to ensure that you are seeing the good in you, which empowers you to step outside of your comfort zone. So if you get nothing else from hearing from me today or going through my book, like seeing life through a different lens, or listening to the podcast, See Life Different, I want you to walk away with remembering and even put it on a sticky note, put it on an index card, put it on your vision board, no matter where you put it in some place where you can see it regularly. Even put it in this notebook that you review annually. What do you want your legacy to be? All right. I think we've got the nitty gritty. All right. So let me recap. So think about the woman you were between the ages of 7 and 13. What were you doing? What did you enjoy doing? Now think about all the accolades, the achievements, the education you've gotten. And remember, it doesn't have to be degrees or certificates. It can be as simple as you've overcame this adversity. Now write that out. And then we're going to envision the future you. If you were to combine all of those things together, we're going to envision the future you. And then it's going to take some time and some practice, but then you're going to be able to break those down and summarize those in ways that articulate who you want to serve. And no, I didn't exactly skip over the part about the whole branding color, because one place to start, yes, is to start with your favorite color. But also, if you really look at if you think about the people that you say to yourself, I want to be like her one day, don't use it to copy, don't use it to be envious or jealous of. Use it as inspiration by looking at what they've already been doing. Look at, write the names of, check out, use that. Let that be the only people you follow on social media, the people that you aspire to be like. Not to copy, not to get jealous of, not to be envious of, but to actually take a look at how they are doing it. And last but not least, I did not say this, but in order for you to be able to confidently tell your story, you're gonna have to ask for help. You're gonna have to ask for help. One of the things that I enjoyed doing growing up, there's a couple of books that my mom and I would recommend, but remember how I said that we enjoy journaling. One of the ways we kind of get out of our heads and into our papers is by writing, right? So there's lots of fill in the blank journals out there right now. There's eventually going to be one to see life different, but there's a lot of journals out there right now that are fill in the blank. Fill in the blank by answering certain questions, such as, what do you want your legacy to be? So start by journaling, and also ask those same people who are close to you, who know you best, who will remind you of who you are and who you are aspiring to be when you forget. Because there will be moments that you will forget, because you're an amazing woman doing so many things for everyone else. So you're going to forget. Make sure you have that in the one place of what you want your legacy to be and what your best characters are about yourself. And with that being said, I can see right now that you are going to be confidently tooting your own horn. You're going to be posting more on social media. And as you go on and continue to listen to this session, you'll also learn how to utilize it through all of the marketing systems that you're going to be learning how to use. I am so excited that you are here. You are meant to be here, and you are meant to walk in your purpose. And I want to end this by saying, you've got this. You've got this. As hard as it may be, as difficult as it may be sometimes, you've got this. Now, continue to let us know, all of us know, what your takeaways were. Ask questions, do the work, get into the nitty gritty of your story, of what it takes to really open up and unlock the inner peace within you, what it takes to really open up and unlock the nutritional goals you have. Hey, when's the last time you created content and it actually brought you joy? When was the last time you saw a sunrise or a sunset and felt the warmth? I'm Zaakirah Muhammad, a creative strategist, global storyteller, and your retreat host with over a decade of experience of traveling to over 12 countries. I know that healing happens internally only once we return to ourselves and surround ourselves with nature. So that's why I'm inviting you to join me on the Kenya coast, January 2026. Join me for 3 transformative days filled with coastal beauty, wellness exercises, affirmations, storytelling, content creation, delicious meals, and a powerful community. The Sanaa Nomads Retreat is for creators of the diaspora who are ready to rest and reset and realign. There's only limited spots available, so be sure to go to zaakirahnayar.com/retreat to learn more. That's ZAAKIRAHNAYYAR.com/retreat.